Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whoever is watching, and welcome to SpeedGaming 2 and Portal 2 Inbound's No SLA. This will be a race between our two runners, Infrabread and Fridge.
Hello.
You can find them both if you can type !R in the chat. Those are both of our runners. They're streaming on those channels, although you want to just stay here for right now. My name is Base Driven. I'll be the commentator for today. There is a lot of work that gets done, especially in this game, and you might have seen me around every now and again. I speedrun this game, as well as these other runners are high level players of this game. Fridge is and Infrabread are both exceptionally good challenge mode and single player players, and we're gonna see a race between them today. Of course, we'll just get it on going, and of course, there's gonna be a lot to explain when we're in there, so I'm just going to waste absolutely zero time getting this thing off the ground. Are both of you guys ready to go?
Yep.
Fantastic. Then we will start on that tick in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Good morning. You have been in suspension.
Of course, this is Container Ride. This is normally we have in the Portal 2 community we have a save that skips this, because it functionally is 4.5 minutes of cutscene, but it does give me a lot of time to kind of elaborate on a lot of the stuff that you're going to see during this run and a lot of the stuff that you're going to be looking at for the next hour or so. Now, what we're looking at right now is just we've got some modified textures, of course, in this game. Infrabread over here has a wonderful owl painting. Fridge is our texture enthusiast, that's what we'll say. He's got his Wheatley crab poster, and you'll kind of see a lot of differences in his walls and whatnot from him. Now, again, this is just a solid minute right here of, look at a painting, look up, look down, walk around, and take a quick look at the bed. Go in there. Looks like they're going to be pretty tied coming into this bigger cutscene part, which is really important to do. Now, once you come into this back corner, right, you're going to meet a little friend named Wheatley. Now, you may know this guy. You may have seen him before. Man. So for Fridge is going to use his textures. Thanks for asking. You'll notice, we have a bit of a Post Malone Wheatley situation going on. We have, a little bit of, TV manipulation. We have a picture of a dog in the painting. All of these things are true. But Container Ride is a great place to really talk about all the stuff that these runners are going to be doing. The movement tech in this game, of course, it's a source game, and so because of that, you get a lot of bunny hopping. If you're not familiar with the concept of bunny hopping, it is relatively simple. When you walk forward, you're at about 175 units a second. When you walk forward while turning on the ground, you get a little bit more speed than that. A little bit. It's variable depending on your angle. But jumping is, of course, going to be done with our scroll wheels here. That's why you can see them absolutely mashing jump to the best of their abilities here. Because you're going to see that we're going to need some tick-perfect jump inputs when we start hitting the ground to go faster, because that turn angle that I was talking about, right? You can get your 175 speed by going forwards, right? And we got the Sartris. They didn't tell me they were going to do this. Right. Container Ride, man. Bunny hopping is simple. You can kind of see Fridge doing a little bit of it here. But you can see, right, if you're just walking forward, it's a little bit slower. And if you're going across here, there's a circle jump that he's going to do, and we'll explain that a little more in detail when we see it out of an elevator. There is...
Cannot wait to slam into 18 walls in this run.
Right. Can't wait to slam into 18 walls. But that angle that I was talking about earlier, that's going to give you more airspeed in the air, right? When you turn in the middle of the air, you're going to get more speed out of your movement. And if you can strafe left, then strafe right, then strafe left again, and end up in the center, you will have gone in a straight line and gained more momentum than you could ever possibly imagine. Infra, you're like owning at Tetris today. That's good. No? Bad? Not very good? Pretty average Tetris? Okay. Yeah, quick note about the Sartris. I do have to give a big ol' shout out to our main, only, primary SAR developer, Mlug, Rainbow. Those two really came together with the Sartris feature, and they've been developing that over the course of the past year and a half-ish to turn the Source auto recording plugin that auto records our demos for proof for us to something that can make our loads 10 minutes faster over the course of a run, that can play Tetris on screen while you're waiting for Container Ride to come across, that can single-handedly, if you download the config for Portal 2, for those SR configs, those are on GitHub publicly, and if you download them, you can get to, you can essentially have Portal 2 do all of the speedrunning work for you. We're making it really accessible for people to go learn, and if you're ever interested in learning Portal 2, there's a tutorial, there's a whole lot of really, really helpful individuals in the community, and there's a lot of work to get done still on times. So if you're interested, take a look. This is Container Ride, well, the rest of Container Ride after all. Fridge and Infra are now in our little containment cell where you can see they're going from maybe the, most important strat in the video game, Toilet Swoosh. They're going to come across into this front room here, touch this button so the door opens a little earlier so they can actually walk through it. Looks like Infra did skip the button there a little bit, just didn't tap it quite enough. And it isn't present in this map, but it's present in the next map, so I'll start talking about it pretty quick. Portal Carousel is our second map here on the stream. And we are gonna see at the end of this map, right? This is a pretty straightforward one. You just press a couple buttons, do a couple hops. Again, you can see those strafes in midair, on Fridge's screen, on Infrared screen, making them go faster than you would normally just walk. But at the end of the level here, especially on Fridge's screen, you can take a look on both sides here. You can see Fridge is kind of going to sit in front of this elevator for a little bit. And what's going to make this really interesting is because if you just go into the elevator, right, you're going to have some dead time between the time that the dialogue ends and the time that the level transitions, because there's different sections of the elevator where every, now and again it checks to see if a dialogue's done. And you want to make sure that it knows that the dialogue's done immediately after or immediately before it checks, so that you can spend the least amount of time looking for that as possible. Fridge getting that boost down there and portal gun here, that's another one of those nearly tick perfect hops. You gotta just slam that into the ground right there. Infra's gonna try and get it here. Pretty good here. And again, you saw Fridge waiting right there. Looks like he's gonna need to do this again. Bit of dialogue here that he needs to listen for to skip a couple lines of dialogue, saving about 8 or 9 seconds in portal gun. At the end of that, looks like Infra's gonna take a little bit of a lead there. I saw he paused beforehand, which is gonna make it. Yeah. Well, were you just fixing something, or? Oh, yeah, that's I'm always real loud. You should be used to that by now. We're just coming into smooth jazz here, which is the first instance of what is actually a really, really interesting strategy, which you kind of saw go wrong there. What you're trying to do there by putting a portal next to that door is there's little bounding boxes around portals that make it possible for objects to go through doors. So you can watch Infra do it here. You can just shove the box through the door, it fizzles, and it opens the door for you. You don't actually have to solve the puzzle at all. And that's actually an intended feature of the video game. It's a little bit of an Easter egg and a callback to Portal 1, where you could do that, and well, where you couldn't necessarily do that, but you could toss the cube into the foyer there, and basically soft block yourself, which would force the game to progress itself for you. Fridge just finished up cube momentum here, and you're looking at, on Infrared screen and on Fridge's screen, you're going to look at the same strat twice. They're doing what's called a portal stand here.
You are now up. All Aperture Science personality
And
constructs will remain functional.
looks like Fridge is not going to get it first try, and that's going to be a high fling for Fridge, but he's going to get it right there just fine.
This next test applies the principles of momentum to movement through portals.
Portal stand there, of course, is working because you can walk backwards through a portal despite the momentum it gives you as you come out. Fridge getting that button glitch just fine, and you know, a little bit of talk about button glitches. You're going to see this a little bit over the course of this run. You'll see Infra do it here. He's going to come across to this button here, and there's a little bit of a precise setup to walk forward and only activate the button for about 1 tick. And so there you go. The way that the game recognizes 1 tick button presses is that it keeps that button on. You'll notice Fridge is kind of shooting at a wall here. It's a little bit weird. You know, see that a whole lot. But you'll notice he just shot behind a door. Now, that's one of our first strategies in Portal 2 that really starts to, you know, boggle the minds of people who are just watching their first speedrun. You'll kind of see Infrabread do it here. Coming across to here, going to set up at a precise situation. Quick shout-outs to, I believe it's Carousel, who invented or discovered the first concept for this shot, but a precise setup here, because there is a very, very tiny gap in the top of this door that you saw Infra just shot through. We'll see that one more time through the middle section of the video game here. And it's really interesting because, again, that is a free 60 seconds, right? That's entirely skips Wheatley's cutscene. And previously, before that shot, we did call it Pancake Shot. Before a Pancake Shot existed, we had Wheatley Skip, which was a complicated system of jumping onto the ceiling and walking on over and then catching Wheatley and then going through and shooting the portal to the other side after he opened the door. But with Pancake Shot, you can just shoot through that seemingly closed door. It looks like Fridge here in Wake Up is going to at least give a shot at Bet's Writer, a trick named for former number 2 Bet's Runner. What we're going to be looking for here is there's a large box, or sorry, just a prop box around the. It looks like he didn't get it there. Around that this little circle that he's currently standing in. And there's, you know, some walls there. You can't really go over them, but if you jump at just the right time, and sometimes you can pause and make it work, you can jump right over those walls, and that enables you to skip about 6 or 7 seconds of cutscene later, and also has the nice boost of giving you invincibility, where you don't take damage, so you can do a lot of cooler routes in the back half of the game. Looks like Infra is not going to go for that, and instead is going to give you a showing on Tetris, which I always thought it should have a preview, but I understand that would be really, really hard to implement. Some people don't. That means I don't know, you're a purist or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Fridge gonna come out of Wake Up here. Of course, you might have noticed some of these textures are not what you're seeing on Infrabread's screen. What you'll see on Infrabread's screen is more of a normal Portal 2 look. And what you're seeing on Fridge's screen is, well, blue. You know. But of course, as our Tetris game comes to a close, at least for this section, we'll see Fridge coming into Incinerator here. This is our last map of Chapter 1. There are 9 chapters in this video game. You'll see there's still a little bit of a dialogue skip to do here. Can hop across this cavern, saving a little bit of time, and you'll notice he's going to crouch along this corner here, hug the corner, so we can avoid the trigger that stops us from picking up this gun. Now, this is an important gun. It allows us to shoot portals. Now, the key, facet of the game is, of course, shooting portals. It's a game called Portal 2 that you have 2 portals, in fact. Right.
I think I just got awkward elevator.
That might have been true.
That's true. Yeah.
Which means, I mean, legally I have to be quiet the entire time of Awkward Elevator, but I'm also going to explain it. Awkward Elevator is, put simply, those checks that I was talking about earlier, where the game tries to look at whether the dialogue is done or not. Those are checking to see if there's a dialogue going, and it's like, well, there might be a dialogue going, and so it just keeps going until it hits the final forced elevator trigger that you just saw Fridge hit there.
Once testing starts, I'm required by protocol to
And of course, we'll finally see some Chapter 2 action here. Gonna go for the faster strat here, not gonna get it.
This will be our only chance to talk.
Gonna take another go here. Second try is the charm. Gonna take it away there.
And now I'm on to all your little...
And of course, Awkward Elevator is sometimes a direct result of doing the faster strat and Incinerator. Of course, you saw Infra do it here. There is a long dialogue and a medium dialogue and a short dialogue, and obviously we want the shorter one, because the shorter one saves about 45 seconds over the longest one, which you can get by just walking. The fast one is done by going pretty quick.
By the way,
We see Infra going to laser intro here, not going to make that strat the first try, going to go for it a second time, not reloading a save there. Bridge is coming out of laser stairs. And you'll notice that was a quick map, right? It's a little bit of optimization on that part. We're coming into dual lasers here, which is the first instance of a laser switch glitch. So watch Fridge's screen very closely here. You'll see he's got 2 lasers here, and he's just activated one of them, and he's just putting out the laser on the wall and pressing against that door. Now, that door, right, it was only open for about a tick because lasers have a little bit of a delay on them. Infra, that's quite the boost you just got there. Because there's a little bit of a delay on the deactivation of laser triggers. So you end up with that, and you can utilize that, especially to your advantage in dual lasers and in triple laser later, when we can effectively open the door without a cube. You'll see it also happen on Infra's side here if, of course, we can get through the portal. Again, pressing against that door. That door's only open for one, but there is a bit of the game
and somehow managing to pack on a few pounds.
that it's one of my but also it's important to note that in the cooperative mode of this game, getting crushed indoors is actually an intended mechanic, and you should crush your friends indoors. You know, it's fun to do, and you get a little animation, and then they make a little, I don't know, robot noise. Laser Overgood did not go very well for Fridge here. Looks like they're both going to do the slightly more default route. There are, of course, slightly faster routes for Laser Overgoo, the map that Infrabread's on right now, and that you saw Fridge kind of miss a little bit earlier.
I guess you are listening to me.
And, you know, you can take a super reportal route, which we'll talk more about super reportals in a couple maps, or you can take a regular reportal, which again we'll talk about in a couple maps when we see it first.
You can do what I do, which is Q pops.
Or yes, you can do what Fridge does, which is I think no one else does that. I don't know if anyone else does that.
It was part of an initiative to investigate.
Oh, you didn't get it, but that is a quick strategy to save a little bit of time. By putting that camera on that button earlier, it doesn't look directly for a cube on that button. It just looks for an object. So if you put that cube on that button, you get this long dialogue that will end as soon as you get into the elevator. Basically, that's an unlucky cube there because you're putting it on top of a curved surface. That's true. That's true. But it's, you know, easy enough.
Let's see what the next test is. Oh, advanced aerial faceplates.
Also, I just noticed my splits didn't start.
It happens. So the map we're going to see Fridge come into right here is Pit Flings. Now, this has an interesting route to it. There's a couple of different ways you could do it. In the earlier days, we had a triple reportal, but, well, I'll just let you see what he does here. He's going to strafe all the way out, going to get one more portal than he needs to. But he's going to do what's called a super reportal. Now, there's a mechanic in the game that enables you to gain a pretty large amount of speed. It's 200 velocity every time you shoot a portal if you're stuck inside a wall. Or if you're inside a portal, right? If you're inside a portal and just standing there, the game doesn't want you to be able to instantly go back and forth between those. So it gives you a little bit of a momentum boost, right, to push you out. But you can utilize that momentum boost by shooting a portal directly as you go through it, in the case of a regular reportal, to gain a little bit of extra momentum, as if you were falling at 200 more velocity through that portal.
That's why I had to call you garbage.
Now, a super reportal is kind of like that. You get stuck in a certain type of way. There's a couple different ways that I'm not going to go into full detail on, but if you get stuck and you have a portal next to you, you can shoot the other portal on another portalable surface, and that will give you that 200 momentum speed boost. You'll see Infrabread kind of do it here. Going to go up to the top here and going to perform another button glitch. Strat credit to me. And they're pretty useful over the course of the entire game. Now, what you just saw Fridge do, if you've ever played Portal 2 casually, you'll note that this map is usually pretty long because of the massive amount of dialogue you have to sit through while doing this. But what Fridge just did is called double dialogue skip. It's done by hitting the trigger that cues the dialogue, crouching so you go under it, hitting it again, and then going up and then going down, exiting the trigger, and then uncrouching it so you hit it a third time, which covers all of the dialogues in that sequence. So you get I believe it's about 45-second head start on the rest of anyone who's not doing that. Yeah. Yep, and there it is really easy to mess it up. Of course, there's a bit of precise setup going on here. We'll see if Infrabread can do it, and he does. But of course, you can note, that dialogue does take a while, and if you're not seeing that, you're not seeing that. Ricochet here, the 19th map of the game. Fridge gonna miss that. It is the 19th map. You can fact check me on that one. I am very good at what I do. It involves one of my favorite strats in the video game that Fridge nearly pulled off perfectly. Panel fling is exactly what it says on the tin. It's a fling on a panel. It's a geometrical miracle that it works. And it is because of that, my favorite. The cube blocks the laser, puts the panel in just the right position so you can fly right off it into the ending door so you can skip. There's an achievement in the base game that asks you to complete that chamber in less than 70 seconds, and my friend Fridge just completed it in about 35.
Enjoy this next test. I'm going
Mind you, world record does it in around 70.
That's true. There's faster ways to do it.
Maybe I'll let you
But of
ride
course
an
there's-
elevator all the way up to the break room.
Ah,
I'll tell you about
it's
the
because it's
dinosaur
good.
deer again.
It's because it's good. Unfortunately, missing that right there, a little bit of lag on Infrabread's side here. Gonna shoot that portal, gonna come fling up again. As we see Fridge exiting bridge intro and coming into bridge the gap here. This is a map that will kill runs, and we'll see if it does it here. Mainly because of this bunny hop intensive section. If you're not fast, you can't do this. This is door skip, because you skip the door. There's a cutscene here that, there you go. There's a cutscene here, behind that door, where Wheatley kind of talks at you for about, it's like 50 or so seconds, about birds and what he found and when you're trying to get out of there. We don't need to hear it, okay? We don't need it. So we skip that door and we do we do some rapid fire strategies through the back end to bridge the gap to end that level in what's next new world record, like 17.8?
So don't actually do it.
15 something? Yeah, it's nuts anyway. Very cool. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. Fred's unfortunately shooting the wrong portals here, not going to be able to get that cube out of its infinite loop. Not quite sure what he's doing. On that flip side, they're gonna knock over these 2 turrets, shoot a portal under that other one.
You're a predator.
Quick
the
and
best
efficient.
are
Hi,
your
Chumpy.
prey. Speaking of which, I was researching sharks for an upcoming test. Do you know who else murders
Hi, Chumpy.
people who are only trying to help them? Did you guess sharks? Because that's wrong. The correct answer is no. Nobody but you is that pointlessly cruel.
Some of the simpler maps coming up here for Fridge. Of course, we're heading into laser relays here. A pretty simple map, which is just, you know, do the route, place the portals, put the cube down, do what you need to do. Of course, for coming in to bridge the gap here, we'll see how he does.
That way future generations can
Interesting.
learn from you not to have your unfortunate bone structure.
Might take a look here at the 1 in 13 lucky door, but
I guess
you know.
somebody's going to have to repair that too. No, don't get up.
all right.
I'll be right
Let's
back.
go, Infra.
That's how we have a race going. Very cool.
I found some bird eggs up here. Just dropped them into the door.
Don't
So
worry.
while we're waiting for, again, you can kind of see the contrast between the route Fridge took here and the cutscene Infrabread's currently sitting through. It's a lot of time, especially relative to the speedrun here. And again, as we're coming through the back end of Chapter 3 here, Fridge is completing Turret Blocker here, a map that introduces turrets and light bridges at the same time. Infra kind of missed shooting his portals there, but that's okay. That's okay. And after Turret Blocker, you're going to come into some of the more, well, as I say, more interesting. These are 2 maps in a row where you do the default route. There is not really a route optimization unless you want to go out of bounds, which we don't. It's inbounds.
Did well. Enough.
Where you can see, this is exactly the same way you would have played this casually. You knock over the turrets, you set them on fire, you do the receptor, life is good. The only thing that optimizes this level for speedrunners is the dialogue trigger, which I will shut up for briefly.
Good luck.
There you go. It's quiet.
I mean,
And
technically
this-
speaking, there is a route in Laserverse Turret where you do a reportal over the turrets, but it is extremely difficult.
Okay, yeah. That's true. And then of course pull the rug here. It's simple enough. You put the cube on the light bridge and then it gets that out of the way. And then of course at the exit of pull the rug, that's the close of Chapter 3, right? We're coming into Chapter 4 here, and Chapter 4 is kind of a transition chapter, right? We'll see on Fridge's screen, it's the surprise. Anyone want to guess what the surprise is? Because I don't. It is a surprise, yes, but the surprise is that there isn't a surprise. Infrabread just taking a little bit of time here to get that dialogue going out of laser relays. I'm going to reshoot those portals. We're going to come in here, do a little bit of optimization, shoot a couple portals over here, come out of here, grab that cube. That cube's going to fly on through or not. Sometimes it flies on through, sometimes it like actually like sends itself through and lands in the goo and you got to do it again.
It's right here in your file.
But of course, going to set that turret right aflame so we can get to it. And we're going to get to an interesting skip here called Jerry, Dane, or Pain skip. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit of a precise setup here, where you're going to a specific coordinate, you're looking at a specific part of the wall, and you're doing some specific movements, which you'll see on his input display down in the bottom left corner. And what he's doing here is trying to force the game to clip him into the elevator. Of course, not working very well here, but the Source Engine has a laundry list of items it does when you are colliding with an object, and that's the last thing on the list. Where it just straight loses collision with the object and sends you on down. Now, every elevator in the game can do that, but it's only useful in that elevator because, again, like those dialogue checks I was talking about earlier, it checks when the elevator's there, not when the player's there. So the elevator is what dictates when levels end. However, in Column Blocker, the player actually can just hit that trigger by themselves and get the level to end pretty early, which is why that works and is so useful.
It says this next test was designed by one of Aperture's Nobel Prize winners. It doesn't say what the prize was for. Well, I know it wasn't.
And for coming into pull the rug here. Saw this a little bit ago, and Fridge coming in a triple laser, the shortest map in the video game.
You think I forgot about your
Mainly because of this laser switch glitch here. You'll see he's kind of wiggling real hard. That's because he wants to activate all 3 of those lasers at once with 1 laser. Did you miss the dialogue?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You didn't? Okay.
It took me a second to
I
realize
have
that
your
the
stuff
dialogue was
muted
going.
so that I don't have it, colliding.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 1 to open the door again, like we were talking about earlier, and 1 to start the dialogue, because otherwise you lose about 15 to 20 seconds on awkward elevator, which again we talked about earlier. Fridge going for the more optimized jailbreak route here. Gonna take a look at it. Gonna stand right there, right spot, right time. Good enough for me. Gonna go for a jump here. Gonna make that. They go across, and here we are in the back half of Chapter 4, which is exceptionally bunny hop centric. You'll see a lot of movement here, like wall strafing. You'll see a lot of bunny hopping. There's a stair boost right there that'll get you over that railing and above here, which saves you about 6.5 seconds over not doing it. Coming around here into the next level, you'll get to, as we watch Infra do Jerry skip here, might be more interesting to watch Infra's side at this point, because again, you're just bunny hopping. We're just coming around. Fridge actually gonna go for the CM route here. Gonna come around the pipe. Gonna miss the pipe. First try. That's a little bit of time. That's a little bit of time. Fridge, unfortunately, not getting this pipe jump off, but willing and able to flex on the SpeedGaming 2 crowd here today. Of course, coming into the back end of escape here. We're gonna end with a couple things falling on the deck, and this slow elevator right here. You'll notice Fridge has the lights on. We've had that, enabled for a while. I'm pretty sure he missed that portal. He did not miss that portal. Very well done. He don't miss.
I just killed the mob.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss. And of course, that will end Fridge's Chapter 4. And for kind of hot on his heels here. And Chapter 5 starts off with nothing else but a pretty solid skip, a 10 to 15 second one. First try here. This is flashlight skip, of course, because this skips the cutscene where Whately turns his flashlight on so you can see. However, that does mean that if you didn't have the lights on right now, you wouldn't be able to see anything depending on what monitor you had. Streams are not very good at conveying absolute darkness. Thanks. And so that's what happens is you turn off the lights and you... I don't know why you did that.
I don't know. I made a bad save.
That's good. You know what? Thanks for demonstrating. That's how dark it is. Without these lights on, and that's how hard it is to do. Of course, before we had the rule where you could turn the lights on, people were muscle memorying this. This was built into people's wrists, and of course, optimizing here these panels is really crucial. And unfortunately, Fridge not being able to do that properly this time, and for heading a jailbreak here, gonna see if we can get a good run out of him for this level. And finally, Fridge coming through the back half of Turret Factory. Jump on this railing kind of as the crow flies. Of course, that's a little bit of a movement optimization again. And these guys are really zooming, right? We are, I don't know, about, I'd say, maybe half an hour, in maybe 35 minutes into the speedrun. Although, I'm just looking at my watch. I don't, I'm the only person with a timer, and it's a timer that I didn't notice the start of. Oh my god. Fridge gonna try for a little trick that is not conventionally done. Doing a little bit of catapult skip, or not catapult skip, conveyor skip action. Gonna give up on that after a couple tries. That is a challenge mode strat that I don't see a whole lot, even in challenge mode runs. Chris gonna come down here, gonna take a look at that Oracle turret and say no thank you. Gonna come right through here, shoot a couple portals, pretty optimized, pretty straightforward, and this is the map where you're gonna see over on Fridge's screen. You're gonna see another one of those pancake shots. This was or maybe still is called turretless for turret sabotage here, because of course normally you'd replace the turret. The downside to this is that you never replace the turret. So in this level, the turrets that are on the conveyor belt still shoot at you. That was nuts. That was insane. So of course you can see he's currently getting shot to death by a turret that's on the conveyor belt, which normally doesn't happen because you're in the safety of defective turrets. However, we can sacrifice that safety for about 30 seconds, so it helps us out immensely. Infra also successfully completing flashlight skip here, a little bit rough on the rails. Unfortunately, not going to be able to make that work all the way around for him. But right, there you go. And of course, you'll notice you're just hopping over Wheatley. And this map that Fridge is about to head into is our real transition map. This is kind of the midpoint. This is Neurotoxin Sabotage. It is cycle-based, meaning if you get, messed up, right, on a corner or something like that, on a hop, you are kind of saddled with a worse portal cycle. This is also the only map in the game where portals can go on moving surfaces, which you'll see in a second. If you've never played this game, spoilers, by the way. Fridge hopping a little bit too far, gonna try to shoot through this door, gonna make that shot just fine, gonna get those pipes out of the way a little bit before he gets up there. Gonna optimize these pipes before he gets there. And you'll see those portals are moving, and of course, Fridge not gonna take a look at the chair because he's too focused on the game, but
to be honest, I keep forgetting I'm not in speedrun mod.
Right. That opens up the part of this run that I like to call Cutscene City. So you'll get a little bit of a chance to look more at Infrabread's play here and his style of work, because we're in a 57-second cutscene, or 53-second cutscene. Of course, you can't... It's 53. This is a 53-second cutscene, which leads into about, I don't know, 2.5-minute interactive cutscene, which leads into a 1:17 cutscene, which leads into the rest of the game. This is the most downtime you'll have for the rest of the run. So take a look at Infrabread, drink some water, do what you need to, relax a little bit. You're watching the marathon.
Follow me. You're gonna love this.
Template. Response.
Ta-da! Only the turret.
That's
control
true.
center. Thank you very much. Here, come and have a look out the window. Good.
Response.
Go on, just walk up to the window and have a look out. See that scanner out there, right? It's deciding which turrets to keep.
There he is, and there's that shot.
I mean, was
Yeah,
there
it's
sort
just
of
you're
an
just shooting.
before I open, like a buzzer or an alarm
Good
of
hops.
some
Maybe
kind,
gonna
or
get shot to
or
death
an
here. Gonna
alert?
come
I mean,
maybe within 1 or 2 bullets of death here.
in the future. Cough or something. Bring your daughter to work day. That did not
Right.
end well.
Of course, Fridge kind of in his own little enclosed box here. I don't see this a whole lot, but you can't see anything out of that one. Normally there's glass there, which I don't know if you see, but you can't.
Okay, let's try this one.
There it is. Oh. Look at it there. That glass kind of appearing. Those textures changing. Gonna be able to finally see Clifford the big red dog hanging out of the ceiling there.
This is the Neurotoxin Generator. Bit bigger than I expected. Not going to be able to just, push it over. Have to. There's some sort of
I never remember about it until I see it, and then I'm like, oh,
There's our handiwork. I shouldn't have, really.
that's red.
I'm afraid the door's locked. What are you doing? We don't know what that button.
There it is. And if we're gonna try to shoot through this door here, because this window is actually not a window. You can just shoot right through it. It's not made of glass or anything.
Window.
Levels up to 50%. No, it's down. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, these players are now about halfway-ish through the game. Fridge, once he plugs his core in and touches this button, he's gonna look for a skip that I like to conventionally call the McPedro glitch because that's the original name for it. But
I've never known that.
You've never known that? Which shoutouts to McPedro116 from a billion years ago. Welcome back to Tetris, everyone.
Take us right this way. I can't believe I'm finally doing this.
Well, what Fridge is lining up for is the McPedro glitch, the elevator skip, the mom said it's my turn, anything you want to call it. This is, you can see kind of like, it's a cutscene here, right? You're just looking at it, right? But now, Clifford the Big Red Dog is getting dismembered and getting replaced with Post Malone Wheatley. So, once you're looking at it here, right, if you've, again, played this game, if you haven't played this game, spoilers, if you have played this game, you'll know that an elevator comes up right here. But if you get in the elevator, there's another 4.5-minute cutscene, and we are just tired of it at this point. So what we just did was jumped on top of the elevator, crouched in the back of it, and barely hit the dialogue transition trigger, which starts that cutscene. So we have to watch the starting half of it, or the starting like quarter-ish. But as soon as the elevator rises, we're just gonna be able to get out of the bounds of this elevator and just fall right down. The same thing as Jerry Skip, where there's that level transition trigger at the bottom, and you can just hit it. So that's the level. You don't have to do any of the plot. And oh look, the potatoes here. Like, how did that get there? I don't know. Like, you know, that's supposed to happen in that cutscene. It did not happen in that cutscene. Of course, a little bit of a tie-dyed potato on Fridge's end there. Did you change yours? Okay. I'm glad I know now.
Oh, you were busy back there.
I don't even know if I know what Infra's referring to. Low-key excited.
At each other until somebody drops dead. But I have a better idea. It's your old friend, deadly neurotoxin. If I were you, I'd take a deep breath and hold it.
Right. You'll have plenty of time to play Tetris in Longfall.
I hate you so much.
Yes. Trickster, that's a great point. The McPedro glitch, the elevator skip, the mom says it's my turn, does save about 2.5 minutes over casual gameplay.
It's a solid chunk of time.
Substitute core in receptacle.
Torch.
Substitute core accepted. Substitute core. Are you ready to start the procedure?
Yes.
That's not a skip though.
Are you ready to start the procedure?
No.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
she
okay.
is.
No.
No,
Stalemate detected.
Yeah.
Transfer procedure cannot continue.
Yes.
Unless a stalemate associate is
so
present.
now Fridge gets to play the game. And we'll be playing the game for the next little bit. There's going to be some pretty solid action going on Fridge's screen, so you can take a look over there on the
What if this really
right
hurts?
side of your
Oh, I
screen.
didn't think of that.
Oh, it will. Believe me, it will.
Are you
And
just
what we're
saying
gonna
that
do
really-
is, first things first, couple of portals, couple of long shots, skip the maze bit, take a long shot all the way down this pathway so you don't have to walk down it. Shoot a couple more portals. Get on through here. A little bit of optimizations, and this is what I like to call door skip 2.
We did it. I'm in control of the whole
Well,
thing.
you skip the door, don't you?
Oh, would you look at this? Not too bad.
I would like to know, no one can hear you on the stream, so I'm just talking to a ghost at this point, but,
Right, yeah, this
Wait, what?
I'll call it now.
sometimes it happens. Anyway, if you're just gonna come through into Cave Johnson here, which is the first real interesting map and the first gigantic skip of Chapter 6, there's gonna be a lot of these coming hard and fast at you. So watch your screen, pay a lot of attention, because there's gonna be a lot coming up on Fridge's end of things really fast.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Yes, sorry, keep forgetting.
this shot right here is just a little bit of a precise one. Gonna do the more precise setup here. Not gonna get it, unfortunately. Gonna get that portal shot about 5th or 6th try. And then we're gonna come on in, right? Look against this wall, shoot a couple portals, do what we need to do, and then we're gonna use a reportal. There's a scripted momentum trigger here on this diagonal surface that, when combined with that 200 momentum speed boost from the reportal that we were talking about earlier, will boost you above this room. Right? There's a room down there with a bunch of pipes and buttons that you have to deal with, and we would rather not because that is slow. So what you're seeing Fridge attempt to do at the very least is use that to his advantage to go up to that pipe and kind of bounce off of it into the ending elevator. Unfortunately, not getting that timing right.
There we go.
There it is. See, that's a higher fling than he was getting. Gonna just bounce right off of that and into that elevator. Easy enough. No more Tetris for Infrabread. This is Repulsion Intro, which is the first instance of a seam shot in this game. It's different than a pancake shot, right? Because with a pancake shot, there's actually like a gap, and this has like a gap in it, right? There's a hole. But again, it's a little more precise. You'll see a way more precise seam shot later in the game. You can see we just skipped that first room entirely with a couple of really good portal placements. Gonna go for the hardest right here. Unfortunately, gonna bonk his head on the top of that portal. Going too hard on the circle jump, I think. And forget to take that long shot over there on that far side. Gonna go for it again. There you go. And Fridge gonna get that cube first try. Fantastic on that faster route there. Where's everybody gonna come through to underground, get that time done, and of course, Fridge finishing out Repulsion Intro and the first of those seam shot maps. Of course, dialogue is again a huge thing, especially in the back half of these games where the elevator goes a little bit slower. So it's more time you waste if you don't manage your dialogue properly. Infrabread successfully managing door skip 2. Fridge heading into bomb flings here, where we'll see him do some pretty careful portal placement, but also pretty wicked, pretty sick. You'll see it kind of come through here, whip around, press a button as he's falling through, strafe over here, put a portal under that shell blob right there, and jump to the end. Now again, that's just a lot of creative portal placement. If you ever played that game casual, you may have done that before, while inventing new strategies. Entirely possible. You never know. You can, actually. Fun fact. And then Fridge finally heading into Crazy Box here. Maybe the most interesting of the seam shot maps. Not going to go through the portals here, which might negate his angle a little bit. Because of that angle glitch we were talking about. Of course, there's something that happens, I'm not sure entirely why it works, but sometimes when you exit bomb flings, you'll get your camera kind of moving down very slowly. There's a very, very precise coordinate here that enables you to shoot right through that wall, and Fridge has got it. And then we're going to use some crouch toggling right here. Crouch triggering, my bad, to get these, that cube out of there without using the gel. That saves a little bit of time too. Fridge is going to go for the CM ending and not going to get it, but that cube is just going to go off the button because of the way that portal bounding boxes work. That's going to push a little bit of that option.
It's unironically the first time I've done seam shot in a run. Let's go.
You like seam shot. That's true.
You mentioned seam shot earlier, so I thought I might as well go for it.
If we're going for that same strategy right here, maybe clipping the top of that portal, gonna make it first try. It's not a problem. We don't need to worry about it. There's your God-given Repulsion Intro lag spike. Happens every time. Well, Fridge did, actually. We did see that. Fridge right now coming through the back end of Potatoes here, which, again, if you've ever played this game casually, off to Fridge's left right now, there is a big old room full of, you know, a little bit of story, right? You find the potato again, and the potato tells you a bunch of things about the way that the world is and the things that you need to fix, and we don't need any of that, okay? We're trying to go fast. So the potato just kind of shows up, you know, it's just on the gun. We're gonna shoot through about a couple pixels of the wall here, get a gap going. Fridge gonna go for this reportal strategy and gonna nail it first try. Excellently done there.
I would be at gold if I had my splits right now.
You can time them later.
That's true. You probably would.
There's a slight chance the
And
harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about
yeah, we may see Infra take that route somewhere else, right? Not doing that reportal route maybe, but doing some variety of Pega Portal or reportal version later in the game. Of course, coming into Crazy Box here, you might see some of the same action going on from Infrared here. Some of it, though. Fridge nailing the jump there. Infra, I respect the speaker standing gang that we're seeing from you right now. Lampstand gang. But Fridge, after this dialogue, heading into Conversion Intro. This is the first map of what I have called the triple kill. Now, that's mainly because these are 3 maps in a row that are liable to make your run pretty hard. Conversion Intro is the first one, mainly because you do a super reportal, but it's kind of precise to set up. You'll notice you're shooting a portal into the corner here at a pretty precise angle, getting some lines in the corner there, turning off this trigger, going to another precise setup, looking at another precise angle, looking straight, going forward, shooting a portal out, and unfortunately not getting that as stuck as you need it to be. So, of course, sometimes it doesn't work the first try. Actually, frequently it doesn't work the first try. Over on Fridge's screen, you'll see the setup is a little bit of, like, it takes a little bit, you know? And once you get that, of course, Fridge did get stuck there, but unfortunately shot that portal a little bit too close to him. But works this time, and you'll see the super reportal kind of in action right here. Going to get about 2,800 speed, going to go all the way over here. Actually, that's just 2,600, dude. Can't do that. Gonna land on the ceiling here. Gonna go across all the way over. This isn't the speedrun mod, dude.
I know.
I'm gonna go bunny hop all the way around, and of course that skips the entirety of the Conversion Intro level and all of the story that goes with it, including the lemon dialogue. You know, it's a fan favorite, but you know how it is. Right.
That's why it is
It takes time,
lemonade.
and we don't have it. Now, Conversion Intro done, right? Coming to the 3 gels. This is maybe the longest map casually that took, well, when I played it at least, I spent a good long while figuring this out. And even today, it's pretty difficult. We're going to see what we like to call a stuck launch. Now, if anyone wants to wager a quick guess based on the names of every other strategy that we have in this video game, you can kind of guess what a stuck launch does. You get stuck, and then you launch. However, there's not enough gel on the floor for Fridge to really make this trick work. And of course, it's only really useful when there is gel on the floor, because you're getting all that downwards momentum. And you're ending up with all that downwards momentum. And if you just slam it to the floor, that's fine. But if you go onto some blue gel, you'll end up actually transferring all of that momentum that you just, you know, generated, going back in the upwards direction. Of course, that's really, really useful here because there's a lot of level that we're just going to pass by real quick. Where we're gonna come by here, gonna shoot a portal here, and I don't know if Fridge is gonna do his trademark ending here, but I don't think I have the speed for it. We're just gonna do a fling here across the way, gonna skip the rest of that, and press this button here. Going forward, we're gonna see another super portal here, I imagine, unless you still do tube bounce. Or second stuck. I like second stuck as a concept, and it's fun to play. But we're gonna see again another precise setup for a super portal here. You can't move your mouse here, which is kind of the tricky part. And there's also a little bit of a specific coordinate you got to look at, right? You do 4 shots, you do what you need to do. Timing is everything, and he's got it down. So he's gonna fly all the way up. He's gonna go over that invisible wall, do a little bit of tube bounce action. Not gonna hit that right away. Could have recovered that from the rail, but not gonna worry about it. He has a save. Now what's going to happen after this, of course, Infra coming into the triple kill here, so you can go look over at that screen. Infra's going to, Fridge is going to come into Chapter 8 here, and it's going to be, you know, we're going to get to test, right? Of course, you can see Infra doing a little bit of a different setup for the super portal here, for Lemonade Skip, but I'm going to take a look anyway. And of course, Chapter 8 starting over on the right side of your screen for Fridge. And of course, this is another one of those like longer cutscene-ish maps. Again, this is maybe the most downtime you'll have until Finale 4, where you're just kind of waiting for things to happen, unless it's like prop catch and you're waiting for the building to move.
Now, why did my split say that I just started container ride?
Probably you hit like your split key.
Maybe.
Lemonade Skip, unfortunately, not working out for Infrabread at this time. Cube throw, gonna work, gotta throw in, and gonna work out just fine for Fridge on that side. Of course, you can see right there, that's normally about a 40-second cutscene that you can simply see it by throwing the cube onto the button while you're next to the door, and then you could just leave.
I know why it did this. It's because my M triggers are still on somehow.
Ha!
For those who don't know what M triggers are, they're basically just mini splits for each level, so that ILs can get as optimized as possible.
Shout out to M-Lug for M triggers.
Internet.
In leads to portal. Leads to portal. Internet. Amen. Fridge gonna close out tests here. Of course, that's the one that you got to do twice. And I mean, you saw how long of a map test is and how long of a map 3 gels is. You can kind of get an appreciation for how far apart these two runners are. You know, when you take a quick look at it, you can see Infra actually getting that set up a little bit faster, but not getting onto that pipe. But you know, Fridge is in the second map of Chapter 8 already, and we're seeing Infra line up for this stuck launch right here.
I don't think.
Yes. And this is the first resurgence, or well, inclusion of the crouch flying glitch, or CFG as I'll be referring to it. As we go along. Of course, Fridge was in a funnel there, right? And funnels are really, really weird in the game, mainly because they have a little counter on them. And you'll notice as he starts this next level, he isn't jumping like he was before, because that happened. If you jump, you just go up. Because there's no way to manage your vertical momentum when you're under the crouch flying glitch. Of course, the game thinks you're still in a funnel the whole time. You still have the physics of a funnel, you still are, you know, under the influence of what is basically your own personal funnel that follows you around. But that creates some really interesting routes and helps us go through Chapter 8 faster, especially with levels that just have the door open already. And for example, here in Wall Button, it makes it a lot faster because you can walk across, right? You can just fly all the way to the other side of the level before it gets to you, saving a lot of time. you know, there's a couple levels. Actually, I think, yeah, after this one, where we'll get to repulsion polarity, or just regular polarity, and you'll end up and see that the door's already open, so you can just fly to it. But you'll also see right there that, again, you can't change any of your vertical momentum at all. So you have to, like, run into a cube, or drop a cube on your head, or, you know, run into some weird pipe, you know, thing, which we'll see later in Laser Catapult.
You've got 1 hour. Solve it.
So, of course, Fridge coming into polarity here, just going to jump. And then, as soon as he enters this funnel, the effects will wear off because the game will realize, oh, wait, you just left the funnel. So he left the funnel. Now Fridge can jump. Fridge can do all the jumping he wants to. Which is really useful for this kind of thing, because we're heading into funnel catch right now, if you go look at Fridge's side of your screen. A little bit of a YOLO shot on the top end right here, but this is what we call great shot. A good first try on that one, but gonna fall down out of that portal. But there's a portal on the on that grate, right? It's a great shot. It's fantastic. It's a good shot, but it's also on top of a grate. No, I saw what you did. But of course, that great shot is possible because the way that the game figures out where to shoot its portals, right? There's a little bit of a check around it, and there's that certain spot in that panel, right, where you can shoot, and the checks out, so you can put a portal on that grate anywhere you want to. A little bit of, again, YOLOing on Fridge's side, but again, I think that's just how he plays the game. A little bit of a toss here, quite the toss too. Hit the button and everything. Gonna opt for that toss the first try. Would have been absolutely nuts if he had gotten that off. Unfortunately, did not, but not that much of a time loss too, because there's a save right there.
Here we go.
Both of our runners in elevators right now, so I can't, like, you know, normally there's something to talk about, but I can't, you know. I don't even know what that is, nor do I want to know.
It's all right. It's good. I just invented some more tests.
Ah.
Not entirely. Not entirely. Look at more tests there on the
Fridge gonna go for a second crouch fly glitch here, and you'll notice again that bonk off of pipes and whatnot that I was talking about earlier. Unfortunately, gonna go down a little bit too fast for his own good. And Infra actually not gonna get that dialogue off. If you don't press against that door, you're gonna get a little bit of a slower dialogue there by about 6 or 7 seconds.
Okay, so the bad news is the tests are my tests now, so they can kill us. The good news is, well, none so far, to be honest.
Right.
I'll get back to you
Yep.
on that.
Placing the cube on his head.
I'd love to help you solve the tests, but I can't. Sorry. You're on your own.
Yeah, made this test myself out of smaller tests.
Of course, seeing kind of the same variety of strategy from both of the runners here. Both of them are flying, both of them are grabbing cubes out of droppers that they really shouldn't be able to. And Fridge is going to come out of laser platform here, fly around this, because you'll notice he's flying faster than the funnel would take him. But again, you enter the funnel, you lose your fly, so carefully avoiding the kill trigger here. I'm trying to land on that platform so you don't soft lock there. You can land here, skip the little room that's to the side, and call it good. Now Fridge is entering prop catch. Repulsion catch, for those of you unaccustomed to the abbreviations and nuances of Portal 2 speedrunning. And this is just going to be a really quick crouch fly glitch, but you'll see it too. Gonna wait for a second, gonna open it up and step on the gas. A bit of a wide strafe here. Gonna make it all the way across. Of course, you would have seen Peabody over here, but unfortunately did not. And unfortunately not gonna go for the faster strat here. Of course, if you can go straight into the elevator if you beat Peabody there, or if you're nearly tie Peabody there. But if you end up in the case where Peabody leaves before you get there, you're better off shooting the funnel so that the dialogue can start.
I may or may not have forgotten that exists.
It's not speedrun mod.
Alright, so that last test was seriously disappointing. Apparently, being civil isn't motivating.
Yes, sometimes it does that.
Such a moron. Why can't you solve a simple test?
I might have pushed that moron thing a little too far this time. Now he's playing classical music.
And then Fred is setting up for the final crouch fly glitch of the video game here. Gonna nail it successfully, and of course we're gonna keep this CFG into the next 4 levels of the game. This is the 5th to last level, and then there is finale 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna keep this all the way until we hit the end of finale 3, into that final boss fight. And with 4 finales, you know, what could you expect? Of course, this is technically sort of chapter 9. We don't see the title card for it because it is slower to see the title card for it. Right. You need to go through a funnel, and funnels are slow, and not only is it a slow funnel, it's a long funnel. Takes a while. Fridge, unfortunately, not hitting the piece of clip that he needs to here. Gonna come across the way, get to that right height, and you'll see why he needs that specific height in a couple of seconds here. Infrabread going through Stop the Box, and figuring out life as it comes to him.
Are you absolutely sure you're solving these correctly? I mean, yes, you solved it, but I'm wondering if...
We're going to try and get more momentum down the backstretch there, but only going to make about 480.
No, that wasn't the solution.
And you'll see the height that he's at right now is at about the perfect height to knock right off at that, which gives you a little bit of a boost down the way and gives you a little bit of head start compared to just hitting the trigger that puts you on the floor. Gonna jump around here, gonna skip the rest of this section by using this downwards piece of geometry to simply get on the rail here, very close, that optimal, if you will. Gonna just absolutely walk around the trigger that that makes the mashy spike plate come on in, which, yes, the mashy spike plate is the actual name of it. That's what it's called. Then, of course, not going to be able to get over that railing, unfortunately. Not going to be able to fix it either. You got to move left, dude. That's a bit far left. Yeah, no, it's fine. Fridge gonna have to do a little bit of a quick recovery here. You know, I know how to do this. It's happened to me before. Unfortunately, has a simply awful save. There's no other way to put that. Finale 2 and finale, well, his Quicko 1 was in finale 1, so, you know, you get it. But, yep, and then across that geometry, that's exactly how you do it. Fantastic. Good work. Of course, gonna take the slightly slower route here, but that's how it works. Gonna crouch there. That's good. Fantastic. Not gonna get just a little bit of a height here. Gonna wait for this pipe to go across because you can't hit the pipe or else you'll go up. Because that is a round thing. You're rocking with round things. They're gonna opt for lamp standing gang here. I suppose most of our runners here today will do that. I am, yes, a pioneer of lamp standing gang. Route credits to Tanger, although Tanger only found the route about 2 minutes before I did. So, you know, route credit Tanger.
Great. Yeah, just getting a test.
Anyway, finale 3. This map, of course, you're flying through it. You're at the right height. You get a little bit of setup, and then, of course, we'll see a little bit of level geometry manipulation here, and then again flying along the funnels because funnels are slow. I don't know how many times I have to say this to really get the message across, but you shouldn't be flying in funnels. That's slow. In speedrun mod, they are exceptionally fast, so you should, but they're slow here, and so you're gonna enter that funnel right there, gonna get on the way out, and we're gonna head into finale 4.
I did find something though. Reminds me, I've got a big surprise.
Of course, finale 4 is the last map of the game, so you know, the time for Fridge will come up at about 3.5 minutes ish, depending on how fast he does this, and if he does preserves, and if he does moonshot.
I will have to demo parse first to get my time because M Trigger's messed up timing.
Right.
But I got everything in a handy dandy folder.
Or maybe he still is, in which case, wow, that's kind of sad.
Sorry, my fault.
All good.
The fingers.
Well, hopefully, did your Starhead get reset from, or is that just your reset splits? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's inexplicably
Okay.
happy all of a sudden, even
Yeah.
though he
Again, Finale 4 is, like I was saying,
got a surprise.
you didn't have a lot of downtime in chapters 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this is the first time you really like stand still and contemplate your life during the speedrun. You look at kind of your splits and you're like, I just played for 25 minutes.
Only 2 more chambers.
Sometimes,
Can break us out of here in the next chamber. Just like
you know, get around there. Infrabread hitting that clip just fine. Right there, gonna come across the way, and you'll see a lot of the same things that we saw from Fridge, but maybe executed a little bit better. Just be told, again, a little bit dark on Infrabread's screen as well because he did not turn the lights on. Easy to see, easy to see. Of course, this is an optimal time to talk about Fridge's
Seriously, do come back.
core designs, which look exactly like they came out of a Duplo set.
Decided I'm not gonna kill
But
you. Okay, if
you
come
could
back.
connect little Legos to them. I'm just saying. There's what? Teleplo.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Unfortunately, not getting that second throw off. There's also Diplo, which is a musical artist. Getting that second core on a little bit late here because of a little bit of a weird bounce coming through the back end. And only one bomb preserved here. Only one bomb able to be preserved because of an earlier cycle. So, there you go.
Okay, yes, it's a trap, but it's the only way through. Let's just do it.
We're just gonna miss that third core put on and gonna get it done there. So we'll be looking at time for Fridge in about a minute or so, depending on how well he does this. Although, I don't know why you're shooting that portal, like now.
It'd be amazing if it killed you.
There's something to do.
Hello? Oh, yes, alright, no, just had a brainwave. I'll be back.
No.
If you're still alive, I'm gonna be back. Don't die until I get back.
Alright, yep, and what Fridge is about to do, or well, at least attempt, is what's called early moonshot. It's called that because you shoot the moon early. A lot of our skips are actually very intuitive, and you should be able to figure them out. But you can see, right, once you look through here, that skybox is active, and so you can shoot before your portal gun gets taken away. So we're going to go for it here, going to look for it, and did you get it?
No, I didn't.
You did not. Unfortunately, not going to take it out there, but of course, you can nail that shot about, maybe it's like 1 or 2 ticks before your portal gun gets taken away. And of course,
Okay, I'll take that as a no then.
and of course, that's your shoot the moon time. So you could also saw our speedrun result, I think.
No, it wouldn't give it to me because of, it's gonna say that I got 16 minutes.
Ha! 16 minutes speed run. And of course, Infrabread coming into Finale 4 here, so we might see a little bit of a better execution of Finale 4. Well,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how my preserve setup actually worked. Because I thought I felt like I should have gotten bad ending.
anyway, put your GGs in the chat for that Fridge fella, and then we'll watch Infrabread close this one out, and then of course once we're both done here, we'll get it around the way.
Well, welcome to my land. according to the control panel light up there, the
That's
entire
true.
building's gonna self-destruct
Back
in
to
about 6
Tetris
seconds.
for today.
I'm pretty sure it's a problem with the light. I think the light's on the blink, but just in case it
We do
is,
have to
my
figure
time.
out what Fridge's time is.
109.20.
So let's call it
109.20.
3 minute break, but we should leave allegedly 2 minutes to figure out how to shut down
Yeah.
whatever's starting all the fires. So anyway, that's the itinerary. Also, I took the liberty of watching the tapes of
That's
you
pretty
killing
solid.
her, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes. 4-part plan is this: 1, no portal services.
Huh, that's funny.
2, start the neurotoxin immediately. 3, bomb-proof shields for me, leading directly on to number 4. Bombs.
Infra, have you tried not being bad at Tetris?
Plan is so good, I'm gonna give you a choice. Turn off the neurotoxin.
Roasting
Until,
him, bro.
of course, goodbye.
I apologize. That was rude of me. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I was not very, I was not very courteous in that moment.
Real? No. That was actually
Fridge, coming out with a 109 there. Pretty decent time. That, do you know what that puts you on the leaderboards?
That would put me around like 80th.
80th? Very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. So I top 100.
Not my PV by any means, but. Yeah, 109.20. And that's with some extra time at the end of the Moonshot. But
You might have. I think
did
you
you
can
like?
touch, I think you can touch the wall though.
like when you just said, I want. Ah!
Right.
Also, I figured out that you know how I did the prop intro thing first try.
Yeah.
That was a 6-second gold, which is kind of nice.
That's actually kind of funny.
Reactor explosion in
Shout out when
That's.
Mom
I
got
mean, I
like
don't
a
even know.
16-second gold or something.
What happened? What have you palmed to me?
6 seconds.
Hold on. The bloody
I've been doing that a lot. on
You're
my
too
splits.
close. See, that I was worried that would happen. If you shoot your portals too close there, you'll miss a cycle. And if it's on that blue thing, it will hit his home panels there.
Quick, what's the situation? Oh, hey, you're pretty late.
Right.
warning. Core corruption at 75%. Reactor explosion timer.
It happens to everyone at some point. You get to it. Of course, you're aiming for that third core right now. Do you have like an idea of what time you'll probably end up with? I'm thinking 112 simply because I believe in you less.
Infra's getting kicked while he's on the ground by base driven. Jesus.
Core corruption at 100%. Manual core replacement.
And we'll certainly take a look. I don't know how to properly sign one of these races off when I'm not the person controlling the buttons. So,
Interpreting vague answer as yes.
No. Didn't pick up on my sarcasm.
Stalemate detected. Fire detected. in
Now I get to
stalemate
submit to marathon percent.
there you go. I figured it out. I remembered about the control screen, which I haven't used in a long time, but since we had our last tournament, we have figured it out.
Stalemate resolution button.
Why is it that when I look up speedrun.com, it just brings me to Bing for run?
The stalemate button. What?
Not getting Moonshot there, unfortunately.
You have got to be kidding me.
Our runners both going to be finishing out here, and we'll get more updates. Of course, that will be our Portal 2 run for today. Thanks for joining us all. It's good to have you all around.